Hello everyone, hello. This year is dedicated to Ili Nishmas, Rachalea Bas, Reb Chaim Zvi. We're going to be talking about Sukkot, Bezos Hashem, and we're going to be focusing on really two questions, which we'll see are interrelated. The first question is, why is Sukkot in the fall? Why isn't Sukkot in the spring, sometime after Pesach and Shavuos? Why Dafki in the fall, Tishrei time? And the second question is, the idea of Simcha on Sukkot. We know there's a mitzvah of Simcha on all the Yom Tovim, Pesach, Sukkot, Shavuos, but there's an emphasis of Simcha on Sukkot. The Rambam describes this. We have the Nisuch HaMayim and the Simchas Beis HaShaleva, the big celebrations that happen in the Beis HaMikdash on Sukkot. So we see that somehow Sukkot has an additional Simcha even beyond the other Yom Tovim. And it could be that there was a connection between Sukkot being in Tishrei and this idea of the Simcha on Sukkot and the additional Simcha that we find on Sukkot as well. Okay, so now this basic question, why is Sukkot in Tishrei? So let's just explain the question. One of the reasons given why we have the mitzvah of Sukkot is that Hashem gave us the Ananei HaKavod in the Midbar, the clouds of glory. That means we're in the Midbar, and Hashem protected us with the Ananei HaKavod as we went through life in the Midbar. Well, the Ananei HaKavod didn't begin in Tishrei time. We had them already earlier when we left Mitzrayim. Hashem protected us all the time after we left Mitzrayim. So, why do we celebrate Sukkot in Tishrei? Why did Hashem give us the mitzvah of Sukkot in Tishrei if we're commemorating the Ananei HaKavod, which presumably started earlier? The other opinion is Hashem gave us booths, Sukkot Mamish in the Midbar. That as well. We don't find evidence that only begins at this time. So why is Sukkot in Tishrei? We're going to develop 4 approaches to this question, and with each approach we'll discuss how it relates to the mitzvah of Simcha on Sukkot. The first approach we're going to discuss is the Sefer HaChinuch. The Sefer HaChinuch is the classic work on the list of mitzvos, the Taryag mitzvos, and the Chinuch gives you the mitzvah itself. He gives you a short summary of the dinim of the mitzvah. He mentions when the mitzvah applies, only bisman the Beis HaMikdash, or even nowadays. Does it apply to men? Does it apply to women? And what the Sefer HaChinuch is most famous for, he gives the reasons for the mitzvahs. So the Sefer HaChinuch in mitzvah Shin Kaf Dalid relates to this idea why the Yom Tov of Sukkot with Lulav and Esrog is in the month of Tishrei. And the Chinuch says the following idea. Tishrei, we know agriculturally, is the time of Chag HaAsif. That's what the Torah says. When you gather things into the barn, things grow and become ripened in the spring, and we cut down the wheat or whatever is growing in the spring. It's left out during the summer to dry. So and then once it's dry, you bring it into the barn in Sukkot time, and then you can use it to make bread, and you're ready for the long winter. So Sukkot is Chag HaAsif. Now, when you're gathering in your produce, you're happy. Naturally, there's a celebration. Naturally, you're b'simcha. So the Chinuch writes the following very interesting idea. He says, Yemei HaChag hem Yemei Simcha Gadol Yisrael. Hu eis asifat hativuos upeiros ha'ilan v'az yismchu b'nei adam simcha rabba. Naturally, we're happy. Finally, we worked so hard the whole winter and spring, and now the summer. Now we're gathering the food in. We're gathering the harvest. Now we're happy naturally from the agricultural angle. That's why it's called Chag HaAsif. V'tziva hakel la'amo Lasos lefanov chag b'oso ha'es. Hashem commanded us to make a Yom Tov at this time of the year. Lizakosam, to give us merit. Liyos ikar hasimcha lishmo, that this simcha, which we're having anyway, should be for Hashem's sake. Just to read it in an English way, this is how the Art Scroll book on Sukkot presents it. When one gathers in his produce and fills his home with abundance, he is naturally filled with joy. Hashem wanted to accord Israel merit, and He therefore commanded them to rejoice in the season. Accordingly, their natural rejoicing is raised to a level of Simcha Shel Mitzvah. This is a fabulous concept. Hashem loves Bnei Yisrael. Hashem wants us to be successful in serving Hashem. Hashem wants us to do mitzvos and get a lot of zechuyos, get a lot of merit. So we're happy anyway. Chag L'Asif, we're very happy. Chag L'Asif. Hashem says, look, you're happy anyway. Just direct it towards me, and it's a mitzvah. If Hashem gives you a mitzvah to be b'simcha, okay, so you have to do your best to be b'simcha. But here you're b'simcha anyway. So Hashem is saying, look, I'm going to make it easy for you. I want you to take this natural simcha you have and just redirect it a little. Focus on me a little, and then it becomes a mitzvah deraisa of simcha shel mitzvah. So the reason why Sukkot is in Tishrei was in order to take the natural rejoicing of Chag HaZman HaAs